Welcome back to Broncos Country Tonight. We're joined by Hall of Famer Steve Atwater. Steve, how are you?
Hey, doing great, Ryan. Ben, how you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good under the circumstances. Late night, and of course, the Broncos unfortunately ended up losing. I wanted to get some of your general thoughts on what you saw in the game, what brings you a little bit of optimism even after a loss, and what do you feel like the Broncos need to work on right now?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I thought the guys played really well. The guys went out, they played hard the entire game. And that's the thing that I look for most of all is, to see if guys are giving it 110%. And they did that. They had a couple of really nice, long 70-plus yard drives. Could have used another one. Could have absolutely used points when we got down there and we went for it on fourth down, didn't make it. Don't question the call, but, if we could have come out with points there, that would have helped us. But overall, I saw some really good things. Jerry Jeudy had a couple of drops, but, as young players come along, that's going to happen. And I'm glad that Coach Fangio just told him, hey, everybody drops one every now and then. We know that that's not going to be the norm for him. So hopefully he got the jitters out, and he'll go on and make those big plays from here on out. But, again, overall, I thought good outing by the guys. They stuck in there together. Drew Lock didn't get sacked one time. That offensive line did their job. Had a solid run game. Both Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay. I think the guys should have their heads up high, but still know that they got a lot of work to do to get to where they want to get to.
And I thought Essang Bassey played pretty well. There was a couple of plays he played a little bit further off than I would have liked, especially on third down. But I would have liked to see him shade inside, kind of get up in that guy's grill, force him. They let Adam Humphries get a few catches he probably shouldn't have got. Cushenberry and Drew Lock had two miscommunications on the snaps. The first one was early and Drew Lock wasn't expecting it. And the second one, he after he fumbled it, Lock picked it up, ran for a first down. So I guess, no harm, no foul on that. But overall, were just kind of mistakes that if you'd had a preseason, you probably would have seen. Timing on the deep routes, miscommunication on the snap, stuff like that. Despite the fact that they lost, despite the fact they only put up 14 points, I think there's a lot of positives to come away from in this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's stay there with the Essang Bassey and with Michael Ojemudia. Steve, what did you see out of those guys? It seems like the Broncos were intent on having them play a pretty big role even without A.J. Bouye going down.
Yeah, well, I agree. And when A.J. Bouye went down, I thought that Devontae Harris would be the first corner to go in, but he wasn't. It was Michael Ojemudia. And I thought he played well. He covered the tight end, John Smith, a couple of times, did a nice job on him. Really did a good job out there overall. Now, he got the pass interference penalty, but I think once he understands the situations and knows the defense a little bit better, I think he'll be able to make those plays. And, those were some big wide receivers too, big, fast, speedy wide receivers, both A.J. Brown and Corey. So, I thought they did well. Essang Bassey did a nice job, like Ben said. A little bit, gave him a little too much space a couple of times. And, knowing the situation, if it's 3rd and 5, and, teams have tendencies of running routes right at the sticks, you got the slot corners and the cornerbacks got to be squatting on those routes a little bit more. But, again, that'll come with time. I don't think he was really planning on playing today, but, fortunately he knew what to do when he got out there. And again, I'm happy with the output of the entire team. I'm happy with the effort that everyone gave, and I think that we're going to be good.
Now, Ben, we talked about in the previous segment about injuries, and you said you could see a scenario where Devontae Bosby gets the call up if Bouye is going to be out for a little while. Would you continue to roll, though, with Ojemudia and Essang Bassey as your next guys, or would you try to insert Bosby into this because you need some veteran presence out there?
I think it's a rotation. I think you get those young guys reps where you can, and I think you go with the experience where you have to. If it were me personally, I'd try to get those young guys early down experience, and if it's third mid, I'm going to the veteran experience of a Bosby rather than leaving a Bassey out there and hanging him out to dry.
Steve, I'd love to just get your thoughts on the defensive play. We were singing the praises of Alexander Johnson. Josie Jewell had a good game.
Oh, man.
It seemed like up front, the Broncos defense really played well.
Yeah, I think they did. Again, the guys were flying around to the ball. It looked like Mike Purcell, Shelby Harris and Jarrell Casey, they were, really kind of dominating the line of scrimmage. And when a team hands the ball off as many times as the Tennessee Titans handed the ball off to Derrick Henry, 34 rushes, 130 yards, hey, that's still a decent job. Even gave up over 100 yards rushing, the average is not as good. So, and I thought the linebacker Josie Jewell, he was physical. When most of the tackles that he made, he wasn't going backwards. He was, hitting the back and making the back go backwards. Same with Alexander Johnson, a couple of really good, really nice plays. And of course, you had to do the dino thing. That would have had a little bit more effect with the fans in the stadium, and also, if we could have won the game. But still love his energy, love his play. And again, man, I'm happy. Justice Simmons, he was playing physical. Kareem Jackson, I know he was upset on the sideline over there when the guy stiff-armed him, and he was going back and forth with the guys on their sidelines. But I'm like, hey, Kareem, hey, sometimes it's going to happen. Just go back to the huddle. Don't let those guys get in your head, But he still played well after that. I thought that, after he was jawing with the guys a little bit, he may get out of his game a little bit, but he still balled out the rest of the game. So kudos to him.
I thought that might have been the best game Josie Jewell played as a pro.
Yeah, Josie was bringing it.
Absolutely. Steve, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate that. Again, you get more with Steve Atwater on our radio show, Broncos Country Tonight, broncoscountrytonight.com. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.